I'm not teaching, I am publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning for the Live in UK test, part 651, while doing morning stretching. And if you participate in the morning stretching in the second half of the video, that is at your own risk. Now, before we're going to trying to shoot our video to the, I think the title will be Tips from the Live in UK test handbook to become a part of a British society, and shorten down a bit. We're going to go here through the next few countries, I think. Malawi, Malaysia and Maldives. Malawi, Malaysia and Maldives, I think the word now. Okay, Malaysia was not a problem. The countries of Commonwealth are we learning. Malaysia is here. Yellow one. I know that already. And Maldives. Oh, we are actually on the island. We're here south of India. We have Maldives. And not all of them, just the lowest 2, 3, I think. I looked it up. And Malawi. That is here. It's also on the map. Yeah, that is it. So in Africa we have now Botswana in the middle, and here in the south Lesotho and Eswatini, and then Malawi. We have also Gabon, Cameroon, as part of the Commonwealth. Gabon, Cameroon, the Gambia and Guyana, and Ghana was it, I think, too. I think it was there. Yeah. Okay, these are the ones in Africa, and we have now in South Asia, Malaysia and Beirut in the middle of Malaysia, the Maldives south of India, India itself, and Bangladesh. And Bangladesh there, on the east of India, and we have it all in South Asia. And then of course the Fiji, and the Kiribati was I think here, and Australia. Okay, and then we have also Canada, and Belize, and Dominican Republic, and Jamaica, and Antigua and Barbuda, and Grenada. I think that will be the one we have so far. And Cyprus, and the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, now to the other video. The things named here. Antigua, Barbuda, Australia, Bahamas, south of Florida, Botswana, Brunei, Cameroon, Canada, Cyprus, Dominica, Fiji, Gabon and Ghana, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, Grenada, Guyana, India, Jamaica, Kenya did not name, that is also in Africa, Eswatini, Kiribati, Lesotho, Malawi, Malaysia, Maldives, and the next one will be Malta, Mauritius, and Mozambique. Okay. How to get part of a British society? Tips from the Live in UK test handbook. So we all did this. Oh, this is part 651. So we all did it. Okay, we're gonna start with saying, and we said, first of all, they advise good behavior. Let's start with that. They're saying to value the values and responsibilities of the United Kingdom. And the fundamental principles are democracy, rule of law, individual liberty, tolerance of those different faiths and beliefs, and participation in community life. Participation in the community life. These are the values and fundamental principles of the United Kingdom. And for behaving, they're saying then more specific, has to obey and respect the law, rule of law. Maybe you're going to name the other 5 we had there. Respect others and their opinions, to be aware of the rights of others and respect those rights. Respect others and their opinions is better. And their opinions, treat others with fairness, treat others with kindness. Look for yourself, to behave responsible. And look to provide for yourself and family. So look for yourself, the 4th one, and the 5th one, and for your family. To work to provide for yourself and your family, to help protect your family. Look after yourself and your family. We could then, let's maybe not include that. The only thing we mentioned here is look for the environment that you have, look for yourself and your family, respect others, we're close to the environment, and then we're going to end with saying what we have here to the environment. And vote in local and national government, we had said participation in community life. Treat others with respect, and we had to treat others with kindness. Okay, then we're just going to do our 10. They are based on the first, what's named here. These are a little similar, a little different formulated, but in basic the same. And they're being a good neighbor. And they're going on that they advise to be a good neighbor. They're saying, they advise you to introduce oneself to other people once moved there in a new neighborhood. And we're also saying then that many problems and conflicts, I say all, can be avoided, when people are respecting the other people's privacy. And if they don't make too much noise and try to keep their garden tidy. And only put the refuse bags and the bins onto the streets on the days on which they are collected. We're also saying that people, when they were living there, they should take their responsibility as jury members seriously. And they can also help at their children's school. They can look out for notes their children bring home and what is maybe, what's it called? In the school, notices noticed in the school to people to volunteer them. We're not going to maybe name the names, Volunteer Teacher Association, to volunteer and maybe help at book sales or at food sales or toy sales to raise additional money for, if I would say it, for extra equipment and out of school activities. Extra equipment out of school activities. And people can also become school governors, and then they're helping to get to improve the school performance. Ensuring accountability, setting the strategic direction of the school, monitoring and evaluating school performance. And if people want to, let's then maybe do it at the end. People can get part of local services. People can take part in universities or museums and art councils and volunteer there. They can also. Universities, housing associations, museums and art councils may advertise for people to serve as volunteers in their governing bodies and try to help them in the governing bodies, and also at other things can be volunteered. People can volunteer at charities and where we can work with animals and rescue shelters for animals. They can work with Age UK to help the elderly people. They can work with NSPCC to help children, NSPCC. And they can work at Cancer Research UK, NSPCC Cancer Research UK, Age UK, and at PDSA for animals. NSPCC to help children, or at PDSA to help animals, or at NSPCC to help children, at Age UK to help the elderly, or at Cancer Research UK to get money for cancer or against cancer. Or there's also Crisis and Shelter for homeless people. But also National Trust or Friends of the Environment, Friends of the Earth. Friends of the Earth, can people take part in National Trust? They are people, let's look at it. They are 61,000 volunteers and they're working to protect the buildings and the coastline and the countryside. People, if they're eager to do something, can also donate blood, and they can also decide that after they've died, they can donate their organs. And all over should people look after the environment, try to reduce waste, and then less materials have to be extracted from the earth. That makes the product cheaper. And also using public transports and going by foot, if may be possible, helps also to reduce the carbon emission and is cheaper and saves money on the own purse. And then last but not least, if people want to change something in the country, they can become part of political parties, and where they can then go canvassing around, and they can knock on people's doors and talk to them and try to say them and try to convince them of their political beliefs and try to get them to vote for them so that they can become then the governing body, a part of the governing body, and make decisions how the country is run. Okay, that was what you're saying. Now we're going to do the morning stretching, and in the next video we are trying to shoot it. So if you're here to look how I try to do it all in one take, you can go directly to the next video. We will do another morning stretching. If you participate, that is at your own risk. We bring the leg up and pointing the foot down, the mushroom. Then we bring the other leg up and pointing the foot down. And now we're doing the chunky connector, legs wide apart, and we're breathing in and going down. Now out, just have to breathe in. And now out. Again in. Out. And the last round, breathe in. Out. Again in. Out. And now breathing in, close the legs. And out. Next shoulder wide apart, we're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And out, we're going over to one side. Breathe in and open rib cage. Again out. Back in. Out, back into the middle. Breathe again in. Out, over to the other side. Breathe in and open rib cage. Out into the middle and arms down. Next exercise, now it's the acrobat drop. Breathe in and out. One hand slides down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. Breathe out. Breathe again in. Out, take one arm over. Breathe in and open rib cage. Out into the middle. Again in. Out, one hand slides down the leg. Breathe in. Out the arm over. Breathe in and rib cage. Out into the middle. Close the legs, the aeronautic aerobatic aeroplane. Breathing and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. Out the arm up. Again in. And out, one arm down. Breathe in and reach. Out the arm up. And again in. Out, one arm down. Breathe in and reach. Out the arm up. Again in. And out the arm down. Breathe in and reach. Out the arm up. And arms down. Next exercise with the Niagara Falls. Legs wide apart, we're breathing in. And out and hanging down. We only have to come deeper down by breathing deep in through the nose into the chest. And by breathing out from the mouth. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out without over to the leg. Breathe again in. And out. Again in. And out over to the other leg. Breathe again in. And out. Again in. Out in the middle. Close the feet. And breathe again in. And out. Counting, coming slowly, following up and making it the top of backwards, shoulder roll. And closing in side speed in. Out. Again. Out. Lower and close the legs. And out. That is morning stretching. I thank you very much. And